Hello and welcome to the latest episode of a Talk Attitude Me podcast. Just so you know, the next couple of episodes will continue to be audio. So audio right now is the best for me at this moment, but I still want to deliver the content. And I've got some really dope content today. In today's episode, we're diving into the heart of innovation, how the United Arab Emirates, particularly Dubai, is positioning itself as a global tech frontier, and why the most massive, the largest 45th edition of GITEX Global in 2025 is telling us where technology and power are going. Now, whether you're a founder, business leader, or simply tech curious, there are key takeaways you don't want to miss. So let's get into it. Now let's set the stage. The United Arab Emirates is more than just oil riches, right? They're responsible for oil and all of that great jazz and luxury resorts, right? Now, over the last decade, the UAE has deliberately shifted toward a knowledge and digital economy strategy. It has launched national programs such as AI strategy, and the country is building massive data center infrastructure, connectivity networks, and regulatory frameworks to support advanced. Now, within the UAE, Dubai plays a leading role. It houses free zones like Dubai Internet City, which allow 100% foreign ownership in tech companies, and it has adopted ambitious goals such as the D333, agenda, which aims to make Dubai the fastest, safest, most connected city on the planet. Now, why does this matter? Because when you couple capital, infrastructure, regulatory flexibility, and ambition, you create a living lab. And we talked about that with Woven City, right? Now, for new technologies, autonomous transport, robotics, AI, and government services. Now, in effect, Dubai has become both a launch pad and a show floor for global innovation. So when a massive event like GTEX Global 2025 happens there, it's not just a trade show. It's a signal. Like, we here and this is what it is. Now, let's talk about GTEX Global 2025, right, which was just held from October 13th through the 17th in Dubai at the Dubai World Trade Center and associated venues. Now, it marked the 45th edition of the show. The event draws global tech champions, startups, government delegations, investors across dozens of technology sectors: AI, cloud, mobility, cybersecurity, quantum computing. Get into last week's episode to get a good understanding about that. Smart city. Check out the episode about Woven City, Web3, you name it, you will find it at this event. For instance, now look, the exhibitor scale, more than 6,000 companies across over 41 technology sectors. The show is co-located with 9 other sub-shows: AI Everything, Future Urbanism, FinTech Surge, which signals the breadth of focus. Not just hardware, but ecosystem, business models, and impact. Now, what makes this particularly meaningful is that Dubai and the UAE use these events to showcase live demos of emerging tech. It's not like your regular basic, right? We're talking about robotics, smart mobility, prototypes, government tech solutions. And in many ways, you could say the UAE is saying, look, we will adopt and scale this tech. We're ready and capable of doing so. Now, to add a little spiciness to it, the local transport authority unveiled an AI powered trackless tram. I have no words. I'm too stunned to speak. Among 11 smart mobility projects. So that's just one of them. And law enforcement showcased autonomous AI patrol cars and fully automated smart police stations. In short, GTEX 2025 is a barometer of where tech infrastructure, business model and global ambition are aligning. And I always want to put it out there. Just be mindful. These things are happening in other countries. These things are taking place all over the world. We are, we're going to adopt those things too in America. Just be mindful. I always want us to be ever present of the reality that is right outside of our door. Now, let's get into some of the key participants and what they brought to the table at GTEX 2025. I won't say that right. I'll highlight 10 companies and startups and what they showcase. So you have EN, a UAE telecom giant. At GTEX, they offered more than 90 live demonstrations, including autonomous air taxis and humanoid robots powered by their advanced 5.5G network. Um, Huawei, I think that's how you say it, showcased their AI cloud matrix platform, signaling how AI infrastructure is moving from concepts into global scale out. Now, Oracle focused on AI infrastructure and major data center builds, reinforcing the view that compute and data are critical in this era. Now, obviously, IBM was in a place to be, and they tackled quantum. They tackled the quantum AI geopolitics nexus. Say that 5 times fast. Now, this reflects a shift in that innovation isn't just about gadgets. It's about compute power, national strategy, and global competition. And they are definitely competing, especially when it comes to quantum computing. You know how I think it's so interesting how IBM was at the forefront of computer tech. You had IBM, you had Apple, and then you have other sources, other computing sources that popped up. And now I don't think it's a coincidence that they're at the forefront of quantum computing. Just a little observation. So then we also have Inception, G42 company, and this is a more scale up startup type firm showing AI innovation in action at the show. Then you have JetBrains, developer tool vendor showing how the developer ecosystem is central to the AI and cloud build out. Now you have Terramine, focused on user behavior analytics and enterprise AI solutions, showing that beyond hardware, the software intelligence layer matters. Then you also have the Intellify, an AI, ML, AR, product development company demonstrating how smaller firms plug into this massive ecosystem that is currently being built out. Then you have Code Brew Labs, and on Instagram, they recently posted live demo sessions building AI apps, realistic timelines, and cost estimates for customers, showing how service-oriented firms are leveraging GTEx. Then you have Alchemy under the GTEx Impact umbrella, working on ESG and sustainability tech, and we definitely need that. And this shows how tech show is broadening beyond just AI and mobility, but they're getting more into impact, right? Because at the end of the day, all of this technology is great, it's amazing, but you still need to be able to sustain and make a positive impact. Yes, on the one hand, we love technology and what technology can do for us and how it can impact us, but if we're just creating and we're not being conscientious of what we're creating and how it affects the world around us, then, we'll evaporate. Here's my takeaway. From infrastructure, cloud data centers to applications, mobilities, robots, from major global firms to local regional players, this mix is what you want to watch if you're interested in where tech is going. So again, I always ask, why should you care, especially if you're a business leader, creator, founder, or simply a tech enthusiast? Here are 3 key takeaways. Platform plus scale equal opportunity. The UAE and Dubai model shows that when you have capital, regulatory flexibility, infrastructure, and ambition aligned, you create a region that global innovators want to be in. That means if you build or invest in something that fits smart city, mobility, AI infrastructure, data, robotics, markets like the Middle East are real. They do exist. The other aspect is that infrastructure matters more than ever, right? If you don't have the proper infrastructure, everything else kind of falls to the wayside. Now, the focus at GTEx shifts from cool startup gadget to can this scale, can this integrate, can the government adopt it, right? Because all of those things play a key factor in our environment and our existence, right? The involvement of large players, Oracle, IBM, all of that underscores that the big bets are shifting towards platforms, data centers, connectivity, edge, AI. And if you're in business, you might ask, well, how does this change my supply chain, my partner ecosystem, my technology stack? Which leads me to the next point that innovation is no longer siloed. Now, here's the thing that struck me. How many domains converge at GTEx? Cloud, AI, mobility, governance, impact, and startups. So if you're working in one segment, say fintech or mobility or robotics, you have to ask, how does adjacent tech impact this? How will AI infrastructure affect my product? How will smart city initiatives in places like Dubai open or change markets? Right? In practical terms, if you're a startup, consider whether you can tap into global shows like GTEx as part of your launch slash market entry strategy. If you're an investor, focus not just on product, but platform and infrastructure plus the region, say Middle East, Africa, Asia, etc., where growth may accelerate, right? Because it's moving there. It's moving all over, but it's definitely moving in those locales as opposed to in America. It's moving slowly, right? America's different. We think, nevertheless, we're involved. Now, if you're a business leader, ensure you're aligning your roadmap with where connectivity, AI, mobility, convergence is headed. Otherwise, you risk being disrupted, right? And then finally, there's a cultural and geopolitical angle. When you see governments like those in UAE deploying autonomous patrol cars, AI-powered government services, mobility infrastructure, you realize that technology is now a key pillar of national strategy. Massive. And that means you'll see more demand, more regulation, more partnership between public, private, and more international competition. And that matters for how you position your business. So, as we wrap up, let me leave you with a few reflective thoughts. The world is at an inflection point. The convergence of AI, cloud infrastructure, mobility, data governance, and nation scale ambition means the next decade of technology is going to be severely different from the last one. Like I said in last week's episode, AI will be what the equivalent of regular computing technology is. And quantum computing will give you that specialized like AR, VR kind of technology, but at a grander scale, right? So events like GTEx Global 2025 in Dubai shine a light on that shift, and they help us see not just what's possible, but what's being deployed. Now, for you as a listener, you need to ask yourself, where is the lever I can pull? What platform or ecosystem am I ignoring? What region or use case is undervalued? Because when you answer those questions, you might find the opportunity. Now, as always, I want to thank you guys for joining me on this episode of Talk Data to Me podcast. If you have not done so already, I want you to comment GTEx Global to let me know that you made it this far in the video. Make sure you are liking, commenting, subscribing, and sharing this with those who want to learn about AI, who want to learn about the GTEx Global 2025 event that just took place. Until next time, keep questioning, keep innovating, and keep tuning in.